You know that feeling, right? If you're running a small business, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The constant juggling, the to-do list that never ends, and that nagging feeling that you're forgetting something really important. It can feel like you're just lost in a maze. Well, today, we're not just handing you a map, we're giving you the master map to find your way out and get you on the path to growth.
So let me just ask you, straight up, does running your business feel chaotic? Like one minute you're trying to make a sale, the next you're putting out a fire with a customer, and you haven't even thought about marketing in weeks. It feels like you're always reacting instead of being the one in control.
Look, that feeling is totally overwhelming, but I want you to know it's also incredibly common. You're not alone in this. And the best part? There is a clear, structured way to slice right through all that noise and finally take back control.
So, let's start by looking at this problem for what it is. It's a complex maze, for sure. But here's the thing about mazes. Every single one has a solution, and that solution always starts with having a good map.
And this is the core idea we're talking about today. We're going way beyond some simple checklist. Think of this as your business's GPS, its master map. It's a tool that doesn't just tell you what to do, it shows you exactly where you are right now, and, more importantly, where you need to focus your energy next.
So how does this map work? Well, it's actually pretty simple. It breaks down into 3 clear levels. You start high level with a core pillar, let's say sales, then you zoom in a bit to the functional areas inside sales, like lead generation, and then you zoom all the way into the nitty-gritty, the actionable tasks, things you can actually do, like set up a new contact form on the website. It's this structure that turns chaos into pure clarity. All right, let's start building this map together. We're going to begin with the absolute core engine of your business, the parts that are out there every single day, making and selling what you do.
First up, sales. It's simple, right? If sales dry up, the business dries up. But really think about your own process for a second. When a lead comes in, what actually happens next? Do you just wing it every single time? Or do you have a system for how you follow up, how you handle objections, how you close the deal? A solid process is how you turn random interest into reliable income.
And then there's operations. I love this slide because it shows the 2 faces of operations so perfectly. Without clear processes, what do you get? Missed deadlines, spotty quality, those are massive profit leaks. But when you have a real system in place, your operations suddenly become a profit center. You're protecting your margins and your reputation. This is where your profit is either made or lost. There's no in between.
Now, marketing isn't just about clever ads or a cool logo. It's the engine that's supposed to feed sales. But for that engine to actually run, you need the right plumbing. Do you have these basic things in place? Lead capture forms? A CRM to keep track of everyone? Analytics to see what's working? This is the technical foundation that makes sure your marketing is actually generating real business, not just noise.
Okay, so the core engine is up and running. Great. Now we need a control panel. These next pieces of the map are all about having visibility and stability. Think of them like the gauges in a cockpit that tell you if you're flying steady or about to nosedive. And if there is one giant, flashing red light on that control panel that you absolutely, positively have to watch, it's this one, your net profit percentage. This isn't about how much revenue you bring in, it's about how much cash you actually get to keep. So many businesses fly completely blind on this number, and frankly, that's a huge reason why they fail. Let's break that down just a little bit more. This table shows you the vital signs of your business. There's that old saying, revenue is vanity, profit is sanity. Understanding the difference between what you make on a sale, your gross margin, and what you actually put in your pocket, your net profit, and knowing your exact break-even point, these aren't just for your accountant. This knowledge gives you the power to make smart decisions instead of just guessing. Now for a different kind of gauge on your control panel, but one that is just as critical for your business's health. This quote is a timeless piece of business wisdom. Having a great onboarding process for new customers, clear communication, a real strategy for keeping them happy, these aren't just nice-to-haves. They're some of the smartest, most cost-effective ways you can possibly grow your business. And here we have the part of the control panel that gets ignored, right up until it's flashing red and sirens are blaring. I'm talking about legal and compliance. Having the right contracts, the right policies. I know, it's not exciting stuff, but it's the firewall that protects you from some seriously painful and expensive headaches down the road.
Okay, so your engine's humming along and your control panel is keeping you flying straight and steady. Now for the really fun part, how do we go faster? This last section is all about the levers you can pull to truly scale up and build a business that can grow beyond you.
The first and most powerful lever for growth is your own time. Seriously, just look at this chart and think, honestly, about your average day. How much of what you do could be handed off to someone else? Or, better yet, automated completely? Your time is your single most valuable asset. You have to start investing it in growing the business, not just running it day to day.
So how do you get that time back? It all comes down to this: systems. Things like standard operating procedures, or SOPs. That's just a fancy way of saying you've written down the best way to do a key task. You combine that with automating all the repetitive stuff like invoicing and reporting, and what you get is freedom. This isn't about turning your business into a robot. It's about building a machine that runs smoothly, even when you step away.
And finally, remember that growth isn't a one-and-done thing. It's a cycle of constant improvement. That's where this review cadence comes in. It's a rhythm you get into. Every week, you check in on sales and cash. Every month, you look at your profits and marketing. And every quarter, you pull way back and look at the big picture, your strategy, your pricing. This is the feedback loop that stops you from getting stuck and ensures you're always getting better.
So, as we wrap this up, you have the blueprint. You have the master map. The only question left is the one that really matters. Looking back at everything we've covered, from sales and operations to your finances and your systems, what's the very first blank spot on your map that you are going to fill in?